going on, everybody? I'm Brent.
This is PJ.
This is the Home Video Hustle.
Hustle.
Now, if you followed our YouTube page, you saw the new thing we're doing now where, all bets are off. I was talking about, we're going to do this every month. We're going to do this like that. Now, fuck that. Everything is random now. Everything. We're not even going to do Star Wars every month now. Star Wars is just going to be in the bag. And if PJ picks it, that's when we'll continue it. That makes some of you mad. I apologize, but this is just, I didn't want to be like, we're going to do this random, but then do it. No, fuck it. Everything is random.
Luck of the draw.
Luck of the draw like a motherfucker. So you got to stay up on the YouTube page.
Yes.
So look us up on YouTube. Just type in Home Video Hustle. We're on there. Subscribe. Every Wednesday, the video will be up there. Now, if you watched it last week, you found out that this week's movie is called Band of the Hand.
Yes.
And I also told you guys, I knew nothing about this movie. I literally I'm on Amazon all the time just searching for movies to watch. I saw this movie was on Blu-ray from 1986, cost $4.95. I was like, well, buy that.
Gotta get it.
Yeah, I saw that it was, it says from the maker of Miami Vice. And I had just recently watched some of Miami Vice. I'm like, all right, I like that show. We'll see what this movie's about. Now, if you watched the show on YouTube, we read the back of the box already. But just in case you didn't, I'm going to keep up the tradition. I'm going to read the back of the box to you anyway.
Right.
So if you was to see this at the video store, it would tell you, producer Michael Mann delivers an action-packed dose of high-octane fun in this infamous 1980s crime thriller. While serving time in a grueling rehab program in Florida's Everglades, 5 young felons bond together to form an unlikely union. When they return to Miami's dangerous ghetto, the 5 former criminals wage a lethal war on the drug kingpins who rule the underworld of murder and mayhem. Band of the Hand goes for the jugular, never stops loosening its grip into its heart-stopping climax.
That's a pretty good overview of the movie.
You agree with it?
I do.
Now, about this movie, like I said, it's from 1986,
Yes.
directed by Paul Michael Glaser. Do you know who that is?
No idea.
You ever hear of Starsky and Hutch?
Yes.
He was Starsky.
Those are the 2 white guys. Sorry, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
From the 70s.
Okay. Yes.
Drove the little red car.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
Okay.
he was Starsky. He directed.
Is that the one with the mustache or the?
Did they have mustache? Did either one of them have mustache?
One of them had gold hair and I thought a little mustache.
Hold on. Now I gotta look this up. Give me a second, Joe.
Okay.
I'm like, what the fuck he talking about?
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm thinking of a different movie.
You said mustache. I was thinking of fucking Magnum PI at first. But then you said gold hair, so I don't know what the hell you talking about now.
Yeah, I thought they had one of them had like a goldish type.
No, he's got super black hair.
No.
Oh no, the Hutch has blonde hair.
Okay.
Is that what you were thinking of?
That's what I was thinking of.
Oh,
the other
okay.
one.
Well, yeah.
So he's the one.
So not him, but the dark haired one. He directed this movie.
As soon as it loads.
Yeah, the picture's not loading. Fucking internet. Whatever. It's the other one. So he did that, and this was his first directing a movie.
Okay.
Produced, like I said, by Michael Mann, the guy that created Miami Vice. And here we go. This is actually a lot of names on this one. This is starring Stephen Lang, James Remar, Leon, Lauren Holly, Larry Fishburne, Michael Carmine, John Cameron Mitchell, Danny Quinn, and Al Shannon. And did you know, PJ, that this movie was originally planned as a pilot for a TV show? Didn't get picked up, so they said, fuck it, we're gonna make a movie.
No, I did not. But they should have made this
Would you have watched this every week?
Fuck yeah. I would have tuned in. I think it's the action in it, for real.
You might like Miami Vice then, for real, because that's pretty much all they did. Like, they were just cops out there, getting drug dealers, but all they did was shoot everybody. Your boy Tubbs carried a sawed-off shotgun with him everywhere he went. Yeah.
Well, I might that.
It had a lot of celebrities in it, too.
Here you go. Okay. I was about to say, that reminds me of a CSI type deal.
Well, CSI always did too much anyway, because in real life, CSI don't do half the shit they did in that show, man. CSI do just sit in the lab all fucking day. That show is probably responsible for more people becoming crime scene investigators than ever, and then they probably were disappointed when they found out that you ain't gonna do half of that shit that they did in that show.
That was one of my career professions, when I was in like 9th, 10th grade, when it was like really hot. I wanted to be a CSI guy.
I think a lot of people had some show that made them kind of want to go down a career path of sorts, because I remember when I watched the X-Files heavy, I wanted to be a fucking FBI guy. I wanted to be a G-man. Until I realized, like, oh man, well, I don't know if it happens in real life, but in all those movies, it's always like the FBI dude getting stalked by some crazy criminal and his family getting like red dragon shit.
Probably.
Nah, I'm good. I'll just talk on the radio about fucking movies.
Create a hustle.
A home video hustle, even. Hey!
Ching ching!
So, you ready? Oh, he's drinking the water. You know you're drinking too fast, you're gonna get the fucking hiccups again.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm just very, very thirsty. Okay.
You good?
You got the synopsis? Now it's time for our version.
Do you remember how it started off?
I actually do. They were
better than Star Wars already.
Yeah, right. They were like not newspaper. What are they called? Wanted posters or what reward posters or whatever.
They were showing like their like booking papers.
Yeah, booking papers.
I don't know exactly
there you
go.
Like
their mug shots and all that.
Yeah, so we come off and it's the typical 80s montage, in the beginning, giving the scene, setting the vibes, and for every character, every juvenile that needed to be thrown into the jail later on. Main characters, yeah, there was a scene followed by what they did, like he said, what'd you call it?
Like mug shots and shit?
Yeah, the mug shots, basically describing what they did, and it gave
pretty much it showed them what crimes they were doing, them getting locked up, and then it showed like their little docket or whatever.
Yeah, what they did, how long they got, and that was a good first 10 minutes of the movie, just getting everybody out the way and to the actual jail. Mm-hmm. From the jail, did you take notes on what exactly they did? Or
yeah, I was about to say, I don't remember exactly. There's a couple of them I kind of don't remember, honestly, but I know Leon was like doing like some fight. Yeah, him and that's shit. Okay, that's what it was. Him and there's a Cuban dude named Ruben, and Leon's name is Moss. And yeah, I know, right? I wasn't gonna point that out, but you said it. But
no disrespect.
Him and Leon, or I keep calling him Leon. Moss and Ruben are fighting, and they both get arrested by the police.
There you go.
That's them.
The drug dealer. What was his name?
What was the drug dealer's name? Carlos?
Carlos
was the drug dealer's name. And he got busted on a drug sting. He was in the car with his girl, Nicki. Mm-hmm. So she was waiting for him. He went up there to go, sell his drugs and shit.
The crazy guy.
The crazy dude was coming home just chilling, eating ice cream.
Yeah.
Walked in the house, and they saw his mom getting beat by his dad.
He said, fuck it.
He just blew the dad chest out. Mm-hmm. So he went to jail for that, and I think that's all of them, right? There's another guy.
Yeah.
What did he do? I don't remember his starting. I don't remember his scene at all now. I don't even remember his name. Yeah, he was the one that was kind of in the back most of the movie. He had moments where he talked. I don't even remember his name. I got everybody else's name down for the most part.
Yeah, the fifth guy.
Yeah, the guy. There's a guy that had an American flag on his jacket, and he had a tattoo that said "Don't tread on me." That's the only thing I really remember about.
Tread?
Yeah, he didn't know what the hell it said. So yeah, they're also our main people. They all get arrested. It shows them in jail, doing jail
for
shit
a little bit. Yeah,
literally, like this is. I think the main credits are all still going too, right?
Mm-hmm. Those were some long ass credits.
It's a long ass intro because it shows all that happened, and it shows them in jail. Then it shows them all getting picked out by the COs or whatever.
Yeah, the randoms. It was like not random selection, but for the sake of the argument, random selection. All these bad. Yeah, they don't know
juveniles. They don't know why they're all getting selected and thrown together.
Right. So they get chained into the back of a paddy wagon, but it had basically a bar that they were handcuffed around. So the handcuff was on one side, and then it wrapped around to the other side, and they were chained opposite of each other.
See, not to talk too much smack, but see, me and P ain't never been in the back of one of those before, so we don't know how they look.
Close, but no paddy wagon.
Yeah. See, you keep doing this to yourself. I keep trying to, have your back. But then you blow yourself up right after I try, so then it's like, oh well.
No paddy wagon though.
No paddy wagon. Okay, we got that though. No paddy wagon. But they're on the back of there. They're fighting, arguing with each other. Leon and Ruben, the black guy and the Cuban, they're just constantly fucking fighting each other, calling all kind of racial slurs and everything. There's a lot of that used in this movie. Mm-hmm. And they end up just getting dropped off at a swamp.
Random.
The guards are just like, get the fuck out. Mm-hmm. Bye. And I think Leon was the one that fought him, so they just show him getting thrown on his ass into a swamp. So they're out there, they get left.
Come to find out, here goes, what is his name? Oh boy,
Joe.
If you have seen Don't Breathe.
Stephen Lang, yeah.
It is the old guy in Don't Breathe.
The old blind guy.
Mind. It's funny how time works in the aging process, because I would have never guessed that was him.
It was like I told PJ we were laughing because he's like, oh man, he looks so young. I'm like, yeah, it's like 30 years ago, bro. Like,
imagine that. He wasn't even born. I wasn't thought of.
No.
Shit.
As crazy as that sounds, we're young, bro.
Yeah.
Because some people thought we were older, and I'm like, nah.
Oh, only 25.
He's 25. I'm 26, right?
Oh.
Hey.
Damn right. All right. So so they get dropped off. They're in the swamp and everything, and what is it? The
mentor dude?
No, not Joe. The one random guy, basically, and
tattoo flag guy.
Yeah, and the cocaine guy. What was his name?
Cocaine guy, Carlos.
Yeah, Carlos.
The one with the girl, right?
Yeah. Both of them. say, you know, fuck it, if we out here, we're going to go search and stuff. And then they wound up running into Joe, who is the leader, and everybody, of course, the Cuban and the Cuban and
his name is Moss, but yeah.
Moss are fighting and everything, and he comes and he breaks them apart, and they just start asking him, like, what is this? Why are we here? What's going on? And he basically brings them up onto the land. They're in the swamp area. If you imagine Florida, the Everglades.
Oh, and all this takes place in Miami too. I'm sorry, we should say that too. It's supposed to be all like Miami, Florida.
The Florida Everglades. If you think about the swamplands, you know those little boats that they go through the. What are the
boats with the big ass fans on the back?
Them. Gator boats, however you describe them.
I was fucking calling them hovercrafts. I'm pretty sure I'm wrong.
They were they were taken into an actual land base instead of just out in the swamp. And during the questioning, it was basically like, y'all are the fuck ups. Y'all have an extensive rap sheet, so they decided to throw you into my program, and this is why you're here. Now build some shelter.
Yeah, he gave him some supplies and was like, all right, I'll see y'all later.
Yeah, and of course none of them did anything with it at first. And then the very next scene, it was raining, and it cuts to Joe being snug as shit.
He made his little bed with the supplies, and nobody else did. So they're sitting there with like the tent, I guess, covering them. It's like trying to get covered in the rain. And then Leon actually says, you know, fuck this. He gave them all honey knives and told them, you know, this is what y'all use for all y'all shit. Mm-hmm. So he used it to go try and sneak homeboy, but ended up getting caught because he put the knife up to Joe's neck, and Joe just flipped his ass onto the ground like it wasn't shit.
He said, "You're gonna take me home."
Yeah. He's like, "You're gonna take me home, man."
Funny, Leon. Shit, Moss. Funny, Moss.
It don't matter. They know what we talking about.
Yeah, right.
I think.
Black From there, Cool Runnings.
Temptation.
Above the Rim.
Fuck. I know that. I fucked
Leon.
I lost that one. I couldn't do another.
What happens after that? After that was the first night.
After that is when they had the next thing I had written in my notes. They had the dinner scene where they were all chilling, eating, and everything. And Leon Debo's your boys. I don't know if this is his name, but they just called him Crazy. The one guy that killed his dad, so I just called him Crazy in my notes. But Crazy had actually made a bed like Joe had, like all proper and everything. And Leon basically bum rushed him and was like, "Yo, it's kind of small, but yo, this'll work." And he was like, "Hey, go make mine for me, motherfucker."
Basically.
And the Crazy just kind of looks at him, and Leon's like, "Yo, what the fuck you gonna do or something?" So he goes over and makes his bed. So he just punks the shit out of him, basically.
Yeah. Poor Crazy.
You think.
Yeah.
Because later on, after they eat dinner, Leon goes to lay in his bed, and he had laid like a fucking trap in there, so he yanked him up by his leg and had him hanging. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, he's all pissed off and crazy, and everybody else just laughing at Leon's ass.
What's the next thing you have in your notes? Because I don't want to go out there.
It's all good. Next thing that happened after that is America Flag dude. He tried to escape, and he got bit by the rattlesnake.
Why? Yeah, he ran away. Joe saw him too that night. Saw him run off, but I guess he said, "Fuck it," you know.
He'll find out.
Yeah,
and he found out.
He did.
When
he got
his ass bit. I think he said he even got bit multiple times by that snake.
Twice.
Because it was weird. Me and Pete were watching it, and he was kind of, he was doing the thing where he's like moving real slow, and we thought he was like gonna jump up and run, but this motherfucker just like sits there and looks at the snake, and we're like, "Get up! What the fuck are you doing?"
He can only go so far.
I mean, it's gonna lunge forward, but I mean, just jump backwards, jumps to the side. Don't just fucking sit there, you jackass.
Right, asshole. So he gets brought back to the camp.
They thought he was dead for a second. He wasn't moving.
Yeah, and then he winds up living, and I guess this is the first sign of camaraderie.
It's funny. So I gotta say, for all my ECW wrestling fans, or even WWE fans, because he wrestled there too. If there was a wrestler named Tommy Dreamer, you know Tommy Dreamer, P? I know I'm getting PJ into wrestling a little bit at the time. He didn't like it at first, so he don't know. But in ECW, which was my favorite wrestling organization because it was just crazy. But there's a guy named Tommy Dreamer, and no matter what happened, if he got slammed through a table on fire, if he got hit with a kendo stick, he got thrown on some thumbtacks, he always did this like super convulsion. Like sometimes he got kicked hard enough, he was just, well, you guys can't see, but I'm gonna do it for PJ. He just does this. And that's what it looked like dude was trying to do. So the first thing they did when they brought him back, he started twitching. I was like, oh man, he turned into Tommy Dreamer and shit out there.
Yeah, convulsions.
Cause they had to hold all his limbs down because that motherfucker was out there going wild.
Yeah, and I guess he tried to make him throw up in order to get.
But he didn't. That was the weird thing. Like, cause Joe put his fingers all in dude's mouth. Like to another wrestling reference, he did like the mandible claw, like Mankind did in the '90s. The people with the two fingers in their mouth. Yeah,
I know what you're talking about. Yes.
And he did that, but we were like, oh, he's gonna make him throw it, but he didn't. So I'm like, oh, well, get your fucking fingers out of his mouth, man.
Right. That was a point.
Unless he was trying to open up his throat, maybe. I don't know.
Like his throat was closed.
I'm not a survivalist. I don't know how this shit works. I don't
wonder
know.
how.
Maybe it's swole.
Snake bite.
Do you guys know? Any of y'all got bit by a rattlesnake before? Why did you have to put your fingers in your mouth?
Have you survived?
Yeah, I guess if they didn't survive, they wouldn't be listening, huh? So the fucking reanimator zombies listening to the show.
I got bit one time back in 1995, and I put my fingers in my mouth, couldn't breathe and shit.
Open up my airways.
Yeah, I don't know. The shit I'm thinking about during the movie.
Yeah, right. So from there, you know, the camaraderie grows. I guess they found out shit is real out here and you can die. So, I think we're on the way. Are we at the pig yet? Where they're all. I don't know why that's the what. That's
no, we're not at the pig yet. Now now it's like an abrupt cut to Miami with Nicki Carlos's girl is at the club and she's trying to get information about what the fuck happened to Carlos because he got taken out of jail and thrown into the swamp in that program. So she's like, doesn't know where the fuck he's at. So she ends up going to the big drug guy.
Yes, Nestor. Damn, I called him Lester.
James Remar. Or Raiden, as I called him, because the guy James Remar that plays Nestor is the guy that played Raiden in Mortal Kombat Annihilation, which was a childhood favorite of mine, which we will have to do on this show one day.
Yes, we will.
So, but she goes to him and she's like, you know, Carlos is gone, I don't know where yet, I'm worried and all this, and he's basically just is playing her off. He's got like a big fucking plate of cocaine that
Scarface.
He just, as she's talking, he's just like, yeah, like sniffing the shit out of it.
Ah, yeah.
And after a while, he just was like, all right, well, I'll tell you what. Go upstairs, take off your clothes. I'll be up there in a minute. And she kind of like her, me, and PJ all just looked at each other like, what? The fuck just happened? And she just keeps sitting there, and he's like, yo, I said go upstairs, take off your fucking clothes, and wait for me.
Yeah.
So at first we thought she was leaving because there was a staircase behind her, and she walked the opposite way. So I'm like, okay, yeah, she gonna leave. But I guess there was a different set of stairs she went up.
Some rich people shit.
I know, right?
Just different stair accesses, you know. In case there's a fire on one end of the house. Fuck it. We'll go down exit B.
So she goes upstairs, and I don't know if this shit is ever explained in the movie now that I think about it, but she goes into the room.
Oh, that secret compartment?
Yeah, she turns off the lights, and there's like a blue light coming from a closet.
At the end.
Oh, they just...
You remember?
Oh, yeah. I don't, but so let me get it out first. Then you tell me. But there's a blue light coming from a closet. She opens it up, and there's like a fucking Voodoo Shrine in there. And... she just is like, oh shit. So I don't know if that scared her into staying there or not, but once she saw that, she just kind of was like, oh, and sat on the bed like she was like, oh, fuck this, going and get naked. But one of the funniest things I saw in this movie, and PJ didn't notice, and I pointed it out because it caught my eye immediately.
Yeah, they got me.
She's on the bed and a teardrop comes down her eye, but it's not a real teardrop. It's like animated on top of the footage. And at first I was like, yo, why does this look so weird? Like why is her teardrop so like white, like it's like super like
glistening.
Yeah, and I noticed like she moved her head very slightly, but the teardrop stayed in place, and it was like, that's what it is. That shit is animated on top of the film. It fucked me up because I was sitting there like, what happened?
What the fuck is going on?
Because he didn't notice it, but now I rewound it and I kind of pointed out. He like, yo.
Yeah, that was some weird.
I'm
shit.
Like, damn girl, you couldn't even get a teardrop out. Like, I thought actors, you supposed to do that shit. Act, motherfucker. to talk about wrestling again. Fucking on WWE Raw not that long ago, it's a wrestler named fucking Enzo Amore. And they had a story, they got a storyline going where his tag team partner betrayed him and now they beefing. And the tag team partner was like talking mad shit to him. And that motherfucker legit like had teardrops coming down his eye. And that's a fucking wrestler acting. Like, come on, girl, you can't get a fucking teardrop out?
She should have got doc pay for that shit.
Only thing I can maybe have on her defense is that maybe they didn't direct her to do that, and maybe the director in editing was like, oh man, we should have had her cry. Just put this fucking Roger Rabbit teardrop on her eye.
Yeah, it did look like some cartoon. It looked like I got Peter Pan. Like for some reason, like the twinkle in the teardrop. That's
another Disney cartoon I've never seen before.
Peter Pan?
I've never seen that before. I've seen Hook. The like live action one with Robin Williams, and that movie is trash.
No,
but the actual cartoon I've never seen.
If you think we should watch Peter Pan, say yes. Please say yes. In case you didn't know, I love Disney movies. it would be my great joy and bring me the utmost pleasure to break him into a Disney movie like Peter Pan.
Okay, and if you couldn't tell by my grumblings, I don't like Disney movies. I don't care for a lot of them. When I was a kid, I'll put it like this. When I was a kid, I liked them a lot. Mm-hmm. And I think some of them I just watched to the point where I don't ever want to see them again. Like, I've seen them enough.
What is this? Come on, man.
The main culprit I always think of is The Lion King. I watched that movie so much as a kid that when it comes on now, I can't turn the channel fast enough.
That's still my shit. I show Felix that every single week.
I think the only actual I don't know if I can count that. It's Disney, but it's Pixar. Like Toy Story movies, I could fuck with still. Yeah. Those are fine. And only other I can't think now. Disney Disney actual cartoon animated ones. I don't.
A Bug's Life, Ants.
I'm talking about like animated, like not the CG shit, like Pixar stuff. I'm talking about because the Pixar stuff. There's like I said, there's Toy Story is alright. The movie Up I saw once actually in the movie theater with you and Jeff.
Yes, that was my shit.
It was cool. I remember just him harassing the shit out that kid. I was laughing at that. That was funny. Yeah. But other than those, Toy Story, Up, and I can't think of no more. So on that end of it, that's it. And on the animated end, like I said, I don't give a fuck for Lion King no more. Aladdin, maybe.
Yeah, Aladdin. Because
I always have like that one. But it's just been a long time since I've seen it. So maybe I can count that one. But other than that, like hand-drawn animated shit, like I don't fuck with that shit for real, man.
How do we know the difference between a hand-drawn and a...
Well, one is CG and one is like drawn. Like Toy Story is CG. Peter Pan is hand-drawn shit. That's what I mean. You know what I'm saying? Like how Cinderella, Peter Pan, Lion King.
The old
that's all,
ones.
like cell animation.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. Like those movies, I don't fuck with a lot. The Pixar ones are slightly more.
So like the later, the more recent in time, I should say.
Yeah, but like the older, the classics, I won't say quote unquote because I guess they are, but to me, I don't give a fuck. But those movies, I don't care much for. I
love the classics.
So I don't know. I guess that can be your Star Wars Revenge. I guess.
There it goes. That'll be hot.
But I don't have none. Do you have any of them?
I actually have a VHS.
Oh, I got a tape player.
Damn right.
I guess not this week, but I guess one week that shit can go in the bag. Yeah. All right, but enough about Disney. Let's get back to the fucking
and
bag.
We're back. We always do that shit.
Hey, that's part of the it's a part of the fun, P. They don't want to hear just talk about the movie.
Right, that's boring. Now they know about Disney.
They gotta know about us, man. They gotta be mad at me like they mad at you, because I probably just pissed off a lot of people too. I may have actually pissed off more people, because Disney's something everybody loves. Star Wars is like true. Us,
this
like people like me and Mario and everybody else on the podcast and shit. But see, Disney's everywhere. It's a fucking theme park for that shit that I ain't never been to before. Have you ever been to Disney World?
One time.
I ain't never been there before. Again, I never had the urge to go.
Oh wow.
I was not a Disney kid. I was like, just like fuck it.
It was fun. It was good.
I bet. I hope so. As much as that shit costs. All right, man. Let me go.
Yep. Back to the lecture.
All right, but we're finally back at your part now with the wild boar. So you want to talk about it?
Yeah. Oh, we finished it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Back on that. They said it was voodoo. She said, you remember?
Oh yeah. Tell me about that voodoo shit, 'cause I didn't hear that.
The marking at the end when they were all came back into the room.
Right.
There was this marking on the wall.
Okay, I remember that.
And then they all looked at it and she was like, "Yeah, that's a part of his voodoo. He's something basically like he'll always."
So that was
be
him
after
trying
y'all.
to. Oh, okay. That was it.
Yeah.
That was the only thing.
Yeah, that was the only explanation.
Well, whatever. Then.
But yeah,
it's still not important like I figured.
Yeah. So yeah, now
wild boars though.
We're back in the swamps of Florida, and since old boy almost died, everybody's working together now. There's a sense of team. There's a sense of spirit.
They're all hungry, and they're all trying to get this boar, so they're like, look, we need to team up to get this fucking boar.
Yes. And at first, it's just the five guys. And the boar takes off and charges at him, like after they get too close. Yeah. And they all go and run up a tree. However, Joe being Joe, Survivor Man, he cuts the boar off when they start going up in the trees. And he spears him once in the rib. Yep. And he runs off. The boar runs off, retreats. He retreats away, and then Joe runs after him. And of course, all the young lads follow him. And it slowly fades out as the five guys are creeping up to the boar, about to kill him, and the next scene we see is them smashing on some fucking ribs. Like that shit looked so good. I
had no good ass ribs in a minute, man.
I haven't either.
You eat ribs?
Yes.
I don't know what that's why you my people's things. I don't know what the fuck it is with you kids nowadays. But no, I know a lot of people that don't eat ribs and barbecue and shit. Like, them motherfuckers out they damn mind.
What do you mean? Don't eat ribs?
They don't eat ribs.
Who doesn't eat ribs?
My brother.
What?
Wifey don't.
What?
My cousin Chris don't.
Why?
I don't think Chris don't. I'm not sure, but I don't think he do. I don't think Andrew do. Most of my fucking family.
Like ribs, that's like, oh. But yeah, they smashing on some ribs, you know, and Joe gives them. Joe's basically on some. This is the last dinner as us together. He tosses down the navigation. I call it a navigation, a compass. Yeah. He tosses down a compass and a map, and tells them, you know, basically, this experience is over. Tomorrow, if you can find me, track me out of here, then y'all are free, you know? Like, this is the end of the road for here in the swamps. And then he proceeds to walk off and leaves them.
Banged out, peace.
Yeah, they was all eating and shit. Like, what would you have done? Would you have stayed or would you have followed him if he said
shit? Unless he was gonna kill me, I'd have walked right behind him. Like, shit, where the fuck you going, dog? Where we going?
You're right, we. Oh,
shit. Be like the Street Fighter movie. You ever see the Street Fighter movie?
No.
Oh fuck! Well, I ain't gonna say it, but I'll just say there's a character at the end that's trying to escape, and he think he alone, but then another character comes up behind him. He's like, cause he's like, here, Jamaica, here I come. And then the old boy walks up and is like, here we come, homie. Like, nah, son. That's how to be with him. Like, nah, where are we going?
So yeah, where are we going? So he left them.
Got those Street Fighter in the bag now.
Okay. Feel like we got. Is there a limit on the bag? Is there like 5 at a time, or is it?
I'll just put like 5 or 6 because the bag ain't that big, so I don't want you peeking and shit.
Okay, 5 at a time. Let's go with that. So the next day comes, and
they're attempting to track this motherfucker down, and they're getting lost in the swamp. And Moss and Ruben, the Cuban guy and the black guy, they end up starting to fight each other. Mm-hmm. And Moss actually holds Ruben's like head under the water, like he's about to drown that motherfucker and kill him. Really? And then the crazy, he's been not really talking much. He finally talks because he's like, "Hey, stop! What are you doing? We supposed to be tracking. You can't kill that motherfucker." Yeah. And he starts like talking mad shit to old boy.
Leon,
you fucking jackass! You lost the compass. He's like, go find that shit,
asshole.
And then Moss is just like, okay. Like, he ain't know what to say at that point. He just went and found that damn compass.
Mm-hmm. And then...
So they eventually get led into some sawgrass.
Yeah.
And Leon's up front, you know, whacking it, trying to make him a path. And he starts complaining. So, oh, it's cutting me. And he falls over. And so Ruben, I guess they're finally getting cool now. He tells him, like, hey, man, look, you having all the fun. Let me get up front and do that shit. Mm-hmm. So it shows them kind of, I guess, becoming friends,
quote unquote.
So then they make a camp, and it's like some growling or something. And Moss wakes up like, "Hey man, whoever's snoring, shut the fuck up." Mm-hmm. But then it's a fucking bear.
I would have pissed my pants.
They pretty much did, because they all jumped up and started climbing up into the trees, and the bear didn't go away, so they ended up just sleeping in the trees.
Can't bears climb trees?
I thought they could. It didn't. I guess it didn't.
Movie magic. There you go.
For their sake, it didn't.
Yeah.
So they end up falling asleep up there. So they're all pretty much a team now. They end up tracking and finding their way to a fucking like party, barbecue or something. A barbecue going on, and they're just grabbing food and just eating it. And I think it was
about to meat by themselves. They were just grabbing patties.
We don't need no buns and cheese up in here, son. All we got is the hamburger.
Fuck this shit.
And they're sitting there eating, listening. There's a band playing. They're sitting there watching the band, and Ruben's up looking over and seeing Joe sitting there, and they're like, "Yo, there go Joe." Mm-hmm. And he walks over there and he tells them like, "You guys are like the first group to ever like succeed in my little trial, I guess you could call it." And so he tells them like, "We're going back to Miami."
Yeah.
And so I made a note of this. This movie's an hour and 50 minutes long. It took them 47 minutes to get to Miami. Like, I was like, damn. I was wondering if they was ever going to get there.
Yeah, that was like half the movie.
Pretty much.
Damn. So that was part 1.
Pretty much.
Okay.
It's like you call it the first act, I guess.
Yeah. So in the second act in Miami, because this is when it like starts to pick up and shit.
Yeah, this is when I actually, because I honestly was starting to like lose interest for a while in that first part.
Yeah.
Watching them just crawl around in the jungle and shit.
So, we first get to Miami, you know, they're driving around, and we come to this abandoned duplex, if you will. Kind of, once again, like fucking Nino Brown. Just one of them, though. Yeah, it's just one.
Well, see, whereas Death Wish 3 last week was a whole city of the Carter, now we're just at the Carter again in Miami. The Miami Carter, the Miami branch.
Right. Okay, so yeah, we're at the Carter of Miami, and Joe goes ahead, breaks off the boards from the thing. They asked.
Oh, you gotta say too. Joe said he bought this building for $1 a year. Only paying $1 a year for this building.
Shit. But then you see why, because as soon as he breaks off the boards, there's crackheads,
the squatters addicts, in there.
Yeah, and then randomly they go through the whole shit. There's nothing but crackheads. Then randomly, one of the boys, I think it was the "Don't Tread on Me" guy. He walks upstairs and he hears.
No, that was Ruben. I think.
That was Ruben.
Yeah.
Oh, Ruben. He's upstairs.
Was it? I don't remember now. I don't know.
Yeah, right. One of them.
I think it was both of them. I think they both stood in the doorway.
They were both upstairs. Yep. And they hear a baby crying, and then they go into this room, and it is no lie, like 10 Haitians, a white guy,
a whole
and a
family
baby.
of Haitians in there.
Yes. Like, where the fuck did they come from?
I guess they were just chilling in that crib. I guess it was abandoned, squatting and all that.
Yeah. Well, why were they all up? I guess they were the smart ones that said, fuck it. We're just going to go upstairs.
Yeah, go upstairs. Everybody else was downstairs doing stuff. They was hiding upstairs. I think they even had like a door. No, they didn't have a door. They just was up there.
Yeah, it was just a door.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. After that.
So they're trying to figure out what the fuck to do now. You got a whole family in here, and all these crackheads is like hiding, coming in and out.
Mm-hmm.
But then as they're doing that, some I don't know if it's later that day or like a couple minutes later, but then there's like a group of, I don't know if they're other drug dealers or something. They come in and they're trying to fight everybody because American flag tattoo dude and Ruben, I think it was, they're on the steps and they're all fighting with these drug dealers and like, yo, this is our spot. This is where our people come to do their drugs and shit. Why are y'all here? Get the fuck out. And that's when Joe tells them that this is our building now. Y'all get the fuck out.
Yeah, leave.
And then shortly after that is when we're introduced to Mr. Larry Fishburne.
Hey.
AKA Cream in this movie.
He's my guy.
The big drug dealer in this little area, this block or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Does he say something at this time? Or does he just kind of...
No, I think he just scopes the scene. Like, sees who it is. Like, they're young kids. And then he pulls off.
That's what I was thinking. He just kind of was like observing them and shit, seeing what was going down.
Mm-hmm.
No, does he talk shit? I think he might even talk. Hey, these motherfuckers come in here in my area and try to take over my buildings or something like that. He was kind of talking smack as they drove by, I think.
See, I can't remember.
I think he did. I'm thinking he did.
Sounds like some Cream shit.
Sounds like some Larry shit.
Yeah.
So, after that, Carlos bangs out because he's like, I got to go find my girl.
Mm-hmm. Boy, does he find her.
He meets up with a friend of his, and the friend tells him like, "Oh man, where you going? You gotta wear better clothes because they wearing just some regular ass pedestrian clothes." So he gives him like the little flashy '80s shit, and he goes to like this like luxury like condominiums, and they go up to the penthouse, and she's up there, and he's asking her, he's like, "Yo, can you afford this shit?" She's like, "Oh, my friend, she's vacationing somewhere right now, so she let me stay here." Carlos is he's scoping the place out and he sees her. He's like, "Oh, your girl got mint cologne, huh?"
She said, "I like to wear it to
She's
have
like,
fun."
Yeah, she's like, "That's mine. I like it's fun to wear the cologne." He's just like,
yeah. Then after that, doesn't he leave? Like that's it for that. Then they leave and go downstairs.
He says something to her. I wish I wrote it down because I don't remember what it was. But he says a word and I looked it up and I couldn't find out what it meant. Do you remember what that word was?
They said Buddha.
Because we thought he said puta or something, but he said like
Buddha. BOOTAH. BOO.
Yeah, it said Buta.
Yeah,
Buta,
yeah.
And because I remember we even turned on the subtitles because we were like, what the fuck did he just say? And he said something Buta, like you just a Buta or something. I'm like, but then when I listened to it, the words, when I rewound it a couple times, it sounded like he didn't even say English. He said something in Spanish but maybe the people that subtitled it tried to make it into something English on the subtitles, but they apparently didn't know what the fuck Buta was either. So I don't know what the fuck he said, honestly, guy right there. Like maybe he did say Puta, but like I said, the subtitle guy fucked up or something. Or maybe he said Buta and that's just some shit. We don't know. Anybody out there, what the fuck is Buta?
Yeah, it might be, what if it's some lingo, like some Latino America lingo.
I'm about to say, just might be some shit we don't know. Yeah. 'Cause I'm just curious. Anybody out there, you know what the fuck Buta, not Puta, what Buta is?
Buta.
Let us know, because I'm very curious about that, because the subtitles offered no help, and Urban Dictionary offered no help. Urban Dictionary told me it meant booty, and I'm pretty sure he didn't say, fuck you, you booty.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
He said, I know you, you Buta.
Something like that, yeah. So I'm like, what?
Yeah. Then he walks out, and she follows him, runs after him.
Yeah, because he points at everything, because he puts two and two together and realizes that she's probably fucking Nestor. So before he leaves, he points at her, and he's like, you're fucking him.
Yeah,
and that's and then after that's when he said the Buta thing.
Mm-hmm.
So then they're going. He's leaving and she's following him. And when he gets down to the lobby,
There goes Nestor.
Fucking Nestor's right there, like, yo, what's good? What you doing standing next to my girl,
And
homie?
then he summons her basically.
He's Nikki, come here. And I think your boy tried to.
He said, Nikki, no. And then
he was grabbing. Carlos was grabbing Nikki's hand, and he said Nestor snaps, and she gets her ass over there.
Yeah.
And then Nestor looks at Carlos and was like, "Now you got nothing." And then he just walks out super
dismissed.
salty, right?
So he comes back to the house.
Before he gets back to the house, though, they cut to a scene where it's Moss and Ruben are out there painting the side of the building.
Yeah.
And it's like the rival gangs are both fucking with them because they got the black gang and you got the Cuban gang. They're out there, beefing with each other, and then they're beefing with them like, oh man, why y'all wasting time painting this building? Y'all fucking stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And so I guess they're a bunch of dumbasses because they end up tricking the gang members into painting the house for them.
You think you could do it better then?
Yeah, they talk shit like, oh, you can't do better than us. You can't do no better. And they're like, oh yeah, watch it. So they actually start painting the fucking house like jackasses.
Mm-hmm.
And so Moss and Ruben are out there telling them like, oh man, that's how you paint, man. You ain't shit, man. Y'all can do better than that, man. Come on, just talking mad smack to him.
Hell yeah.
And then that's when Carlos comes back. And they're asking like, oh, you back now, huh? And I don't think he says much. He just kind of takes off his little flashy shirt and grabs a little paintbrush and starts painting.
Yep.
Super salty. The saltiness. High blood pressure saltiness popping off.
You like some fries for all that salt?
Send this motherfucker to McDonald's and put some salt on them fries, motherfucker. Man, I went to McDonald's not too long ago to get some fries because that's pretty much the only real good thing they got that I like.
Yeah, right.
And man, they gave me that shit with no salt on it. I was so
Unsalted fries?
They barely. It's like they did, the motherfucker that was all over the internet with the fucking salt sprinkling out his fingers. Yeah. Like he just had like a little tiny bit and they just sprinkled that little shit on there and gave it to me. I felt like throwing that shit at they fucking building. We gonna get this motherfucker this little bit of salt right here. He don't need that shit. He probably got high blood pressure anyway. What do we worry about what the fuck I gotta start doing the Demolition Man ran on him? I want high blood pressure. I want high cholesterol. I want fatty foods. I want grease, motherfucker. Like,
shit.
That's the movie we need to watch, man. Demolition Man.
I would do that. That's my shit. We should throw that in the bag.
That may be in the bag this week.
Shit.
Alright, so.
We have the games.
Mad nigga, fucking McDonald's made me mad again. But,
Sprinkle, motherfucker.
Oh man, that's becoming a phrase for you now, ain't it?
Yeah, right.
All these catchphrases just coming at random organically. I love it. All right, so Joe is I don't know who exactly the dude is. He must be somebody that works in the law system with him because he's basically trying to tell him about this little program he got for these kids. Mm-hmm. And the guy's basically like, man, I don't give a fuck about your program. The last time you did this program, 2 kids died, and the other ones went back to selling drugs. Mm-hmm. So he's like, basically like, look, if any of these kids fuck up, they all going back to jail, and you ain't getting no more program.
Basically.
So Joe is now salty at McDonald's with the shaker. In the next scene, I just wrote in big ass letters, prop shovel. You want to tell them why I wrote that down, P?
So there's a fight going on at the what happened? Like why did the fight start?
I think it was just more gang shit.
Oh yeah, and they were at the park. Oh no, the girl. They were about to rape the girl. I don't think they about to. I think they were jacking her. Remember she had a cart with a bunch of stuff in it, and they were all like taking stuff out of the cart and yoking her up, like pulling her away from it. Mm-hmm. So
and it was Carlos was out front with the shovel, and I wrote that note down because this shovel is wobbling its ass off. You can tell that this is the fakest, like rubberiest ass shovel in the world because he's holding it like both hands in the middle. And both ends are just shaking. The fucking metal end is shaking like crazy.
And he runs over and
like a salt shaker.
Like a lot of references to salt. That's cool.
I know, right? The salt cast.
You salty, huh? Okay.
Oh, you salty, huh? I'm sorry. But yeah, they end up having a big ass fight. He beats him with the prop shovel.
Yeah, then Joe comes out. Joe comes back from his little meeting, still salty. And then he's like, why would you, do this? And he was like, what, would you rather us let her get her shit?
Up?
Yeah, jacked? And he ain't say nothing. He just let him go in, But on his mind, he was like, I just got told if y'all don't keep on the straight and narrow, everything's fucked. So, but
can't be out there getting assault charges.
Yeah. That was that.
But then, not yet, because that's when old Larry Fishburne comes back up. And this is where they start talking mad shit. This is where your boy breaks his arm and everything.
Yeah.
You want to tell him about it? You want me to?
Now you go on.
All right, well, Mr. Larry, or Cream in this movie, he comes up and he's just shit talking Joe like crazy. He got probably like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 8 dudes there. Yes. They all got like multiple choppers, and they're barely hidden by their suit jackets. Like I told Pete, like one of them looked like he had like fucking 2 Uzis just right in the open, like not even covered. So he ends up talking shit to Joe, and Joe he has a gun pointed at Joe, and Joe snatches the gun, twists him around, breaks his fucking elbow, like snaps his arm at the elbow, throws him on the ground, points the gun at him, and tells him, tell your peoples to drop their fucking guns. So they do, and then Joe like points the gun harder at him. He's like, no, I said all of them. So then they end up pulling more guns out, and then they show the band, the kids, taking more guns away from them. I'm like, how many fucking guns do they got on them?
Right.
Fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger goons out here. So after that, they all got their guns down. He tells them all leave, get the fuck out here, don't come back. We keeping your guns. And that Lawrence Fishburne, of course, is telling, oh yeah, y'all done fucked up now.
Basically.
So their beef is all the way on now. Then after that, there's a scene where they just show Joe sitting in his little room upstairs. It's showing like old newspaper clippings of like the shit that the dude in the office told him about, like the 2 kids dying at 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
All his past little failure groups. So he's up there burning that stuff because now he got this good group. So he's like, I guess fuck the other groups and I ain't worried about them no more. And then you start hearing like these fucking goofballs and they're playing with the guns going, bah, 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 boom, boom, bang, bang, all that, And he goes in there and tells them like, man, what the fuck are y'all doing? Like in here playing and shit.
Shit is not a game.
Yeah.
So then he
that's what I think he said something like, you play with the guns now, one go off, hit one of the kids upstairs or something like that. So quit
through
fucking
a window.
Around. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so of course Joe being Joe, he schools them and trains them on the art of warfare.
Well, before that though, he actually told him to leave at first because he's like, look, this shit with old Larry out here is gonna get rough, and I done already lost people before, so y'all need to go. This is my battle. I started this shit, and they're all like, nah, we in this with you. So that's what he's like. All right, well, I'm gonna teach y'all how to use these guns then. So then they're out there playing with paintballs, learning everything,
how to snipe things, and another quick montage
pretty
right
much
there.
But then you find out next thing you're on the fucking boat, Lawrence Fishburne's meeting up with Nestor because they're connected. And so he's basically telling I keep wanting to call him Raiden. He's telling Nestor that he got control of the situation and everything, and Nestor's like, all right, we'll handle that shit. But then randomly, and I didn't know why at first, Nestor takes his knife and puts it through one of his bodyguard's hands. And you find out it's because after that fuck it, I'll go ahead and say it because it's a quote from the movie.
Yes, it is.
He puts the knife through the dude's hand and he said, cover up when this nigga's around next time.
Yes.
And he said that because she's laying out there in a bathing suit on the boat with headphones on and sunglasses and everything chilling. And the henchman is like just glancing hard over at her. So he got the fucking knife through his hand for it.
Yep.
And after that, that's basically, I think, when Nicki realizes that she can't fuck with this dude no more. She's shook from that. Like, she literally shaking as she puts her headphones back on.
Basically the thing on the boat was, get rid of him or either I do.
And get rid of you, dude.
That was the ultimatum for Larry.
Yep. So after that, Carlos tells Joe that he's leaving again for real this time.
He said, "Are you asking me or are you telling me?"
Yeah. And so of course he's doing this because of old girl.
Fucking Nicki.
So he meets up with his friend again, and she's at the house snorting on cocaine. And the friend like, look, I'm leaving. Y'all do what y'all do. So she's trying to tell him like, look, I got 10 G's. We can bang up out of here and get away from all this shit. And he basically, I think, tells her no or something, right? He's like, nah, I ain't fucking with you like that.
No, he does at first.
Does he at first?
No, he doesn't. And then, of course,
because I know he smacks her at one point.
Yeah, he slaps her,
I don't remember what she...
still mad.
What did she say to get her ass smacked? I don't even remember what she said that deserved to smack.
I don't know.
It was something because he smacked her, and then I think she just...
She started crying.
Did she start crying?
Of course, the kiss scene.
Yeah, because eventually, like, something happened, they just start kissing, and then I think they ended up smashing it up.
Yeah, and then it cuts to a scene of them driving, like he's really leaving away, taking his talents away from the beach. And she starts to go on about why she's done with the life that she's been living, and it's because of Cream and Nestor, and she started describing the house that Cream was telling Nestor about, and of course that triggers something in his mind, and he's like, he hit a quick Yui and turned back around.
She started talking about all this shit, and he's realized like, look, I gotta go help my boys because they're probably about to go try and kill him. So then he turns around and goes back, and at the same time that this happens, she's right, and Cream is like driving by, shooting up the building and throwing fucking grenades at it.
literal grenades.
Blowing shit up.
Yeah, that's
so a big ass shootout ensues.
I was about to say, yeah, shootout.
Pretty much
scene.
not much to say. Just shootout happens, and then Carlos comes. He drops Nicki off like up the street. Goes full speed towards Cream's car. He does a tuck and roll, so the car runs right into Cream's, and they blow the fuck up. So you're pretty much dead.
Yeah.
But as they're all talking, they're all looking at the building like, oh man, the building's fucked up. It's on fire. What we gonna do? Cream is not dead. He's like slowly getting out the car as they're looking at the building. But Crazy, he sees it. So he's like, yo, watch out. And Joe shoves everybody out the way. And Cream and Joe end up shooting each other a bunch of times. And so now they're both dead. Cream and Joe are gone.
So
they have a little funeral for him.
Yeah.
They all end up splitting up because they're like, yo, what the fuck
What
we do now?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Hell no. That was ill right there. So yeah, they all split up. But then like, I don't know how long, I don't know how much time passed, but eventually like they show each one of them like walking back around the house. Like they basically all just meet up in the house again.
They couldn't leave it alone, basically.
Yeah.
They just couldn't. It broke their heart too much.
So they all just basically just say, look, we gotta stop this shit for Joe, you know, which means we gotta take down Nestor. So they all pretty much just like come together as a group. They formed the Band of the Hand, because I think early in the movie Joe told them that they're all a team. They're all like a finger on a hand. Yeah, so
they're in their
the
wilderness experience.
There you go.
Part 1. Act 1.
So they're investigating the drug dealers, basically finding out, you know, what they're doing, where they're getting the supplies, where they're taking it to, so that they can know what they're doing. They go to the hardware store and just get a bunch of supplies, and a kind of weird scene happens. I guess comedy scene happens because they're buying all this stuff, and this guy at the counter is like, "Yo, what are y'all gonna do with all this?" And the guy's like, "Oh, you know, crazy." He's like, "Oh, we're going gardening and all that, but there's some gophers, so we're gonna use this to kill gophers." And the hardware guy kind of looks at him like, man, look, who you think you talking to? I know what y'all doing. So it's him and Nicki in there, and they're kind of like, oh shit, you know, he done found us out. Gonna snitch on us, but then he kind of like leans forward and goes, it's armadillos out here, not gophers. And he starts going on about armadillos.
About how to kill them.
Yeah, about different ways to kill them. Yeah, and Crazy sitting there listening to him at first, but then Nicki grabs him and they walk out the store, but then the guy is just still talking to himself. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, a little weird scene, but it was funny nonetheless.
Yeah. So, with all that stuff, they know where they gotta go. They got the supplies. They develop their plan. They go into action.
It is go time.
And you're going into like pretty much the real almost last scene of the movie for the most part. So Nestor has this big ass drug den, and it's got a bunch of dogs and everything there. So the first thing they do is they get a dog of their own, and they use that to distract all the other dogs, because the other dogs start chasing that one.
Because she's in heat.
Yes. So they basically just about to go get that dog gang raped, pretty much, I guess. So they get in there, and they show Nestor's walk. There was a clubbing he met up with to, you know, try and get his drug shit going. And he's telling them all this stuff inside a drug lab. But then Crazy goes in there and he drops like some gas or something in there to get them running all out. Gopher powder, yep. So they all start running out, and then Shootout happens. Again, like not much to say. Shootout shit happens.
Yeah.
But eventually they bring out a fucking turret, and they're just chopping the hell out of everything. So I think eventually Crazy throws some C4 or something in there and blows it up. So then that shit stops.
Wait, the turret on top of the roof?
Yeah.
Yeah, at first it was the sniper that took out the first one.
That's right, yeah. Carlos, he shot the dude in the head, but then another guy got in there, so Crazy just said, fuck this, and just blew this shit up. And after that, like I said, Shootout shit happened, so there ain't really much for us to say.
Yeah, I can't.
But after that, they show Nestor trying to escape, and Nicki's hiding in the cut with a shotgun.
Yes.
And they see each other, so Nestor is like, yo, put that shit down, son. What are you doing here? Come on. You my girl, right? So then she's like, she legit doesn't do nothing. She look like she's hesitating. He actually grabs hold of the gun. And then he's like, kind of got a look on his face like, yeah, I got this. And then she blasts that motherfucker with that shotgun right in his, like, it was like right in his heart. Yeah, so he's fucking dead. Dead.
Done.
He dead as fuck. So he gone. The drug lab is blowing the fuck up in the background.
Yeah.
It's all like, everybody's pretty much dead.
What made the big...
Well, remember they had a bunch of bombs and shit. Remember, because they were like just flinging, they were just flinging them inside there.
Yeah.
Because they had the door with the lock on it. Moss put the bomb on there, blew that up, and then they made a hole in the door, so he just started flinging different bombs in there. So I think eventually that shit just all blew up.
Damn. Yeah.
So Nestor's dead. A bunch of Colombians and drug dealers are dead. They escape in their car, but then they run into a police roadblock. And they're all nervous, and even me and PJ was like, "Oh man, how's this shit gonna go?" But they ended up talking to the cops, just telling him like, hey, he was like, hey, where you guys going? He's like, oh, we're going to Miami, you know, to party and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like acting super cooperative and everything.
And then they asked, what happened back there?
Yeah,
and
they're like, and the cops was like, we don't know.
We know. So
they was like, oh, we're gonna go to Miami. He just told them, all right, but just don't drink a lot and don't drink and drive and everything. And they're like, all right, Mr. Officer, cool. And they go off into the distance, and then credits roll.
Yeah.
And that is the end of that movie.
That is the movie. This movie, I really like this movie.
Did you?
I really like this movie.
You want to go ahead and see your rating?
It gives 2 thumbs up for me.
Okay.
It gets an 8. It gets an 8.
Okay.
I would watch it by myself. I would pick it out by myself. It's actually like the only thing that it would be a 9.
Oh.
But it's like you said, that whole first 45 minutes, like it kind of...
Yeah, it does start to drag.
Yeah, it takes you... Because, like, in the opening scenes, like, you know, there's some action, there's some fighting and all that. And then it's like fucking Survivor Man for 45 minutes.
Watching Man vs. Wild with a group of people.
Yeah.
Survivor
so it's like, what the fuck is going on? And I think during that time, is that when I asked you, like, I'm confused? Like, what the fuck is...
I think you did get was that when they was in
or was that when they went to Miami?
That was when they were in Miami. Yeah, you were confused. PJ just looked at me. He's like, so what the fuck is going on?
I couldn't make shit work. Like, it was like, why did they just spend 45 minutes? And yeah, it was just weird. But you know, it's a good movie. Like, if you follow it, I enjoyed it. I really did. This definitely gets an 8, a strong 8. I'll say that. Strong 8, 2 thumbs up.
So between this and Death Wish 3, because I think you gave Death Wish 3 an 8 too, which one do you prefer?
This one.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, once again, I'm going to ask you this from now on, right? So, Bandit of Hand, better than Star Wars.
Damn right.
I just got to do it from now on, y'all.
Until something I could just say, fuck no.
All right, now.
Yes.
We usually agree, but I have to slightly disagree with you. Not a lot, but slightly.
Okay.
It was cool. Mm-hmm. It wasn't really what I expected it to be. Like, if you look at this DVD cover, like, watch our YouTube video, and I think he held the DVD cover up to the camera so you can see it. Yep. It's guns and explosions and a bunch of 80s shit in the picture. None of that really happens until, like, the last 20 minutes. And this movie's an hour and 50 minutes long. It's almost 2 hours, and you gotta wait for, like, the last half hour. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of character shit and all that, which is fine. I don't mind that. But like he said, the first, like, almost hour is real fucking slow and draggy. Like, if this will be more enjoyable to me if you was to cut like maybe 25 to 30 minutes down
of that. Yeah
make it no just if you just take 20 minutes, make it a solid hour and a half, 90 minutes. Right. I'd have enjoyed it a lot more, but it was parts where it dragged for me. Mm-hmm. So if I was to do it, thumb up. Mm-hmm. Not 2, just 1 thumb up.
Okay.
And if I was to give it a score, I'd give it like a solid 6.
Oh,
just like kind of just like average, you know, VHS action type movie. So yeah, 6 is where I'm at. Solid 6.
Damn.
Like, so I can't give it an 8. So I definitely don't think this is better than. I still love Death Wish 3 more.
Yeah, I was just about to say. So.
And I do not think this is better than Star Wars. I'll just say that for me. But yeah, you know, 6. It was cool. It's worth $5. I'll give it that. Yeah, I would have been mad if I paid like 20 for it.
Yes. Yeah.
But $5 is straight.
Yeah.
And it's just a lot of faces you recognize in this movie. Like, even the people we didn't name or really talk about, there's a like bunch of background, like, goons, people like, hey, we know that guy, or hey, we know him.
Just see
hey, where's she? We know her from something. Like, yeah.
Random.
So it's kind of cool to watch, just see a bunch of 80s shit going on. And then the soundtrack, which I love.
Yes.
Like, I love 80s, like, music and everything.
Even an 80s vibe.
That's because that's the shit I love, man. Like,
damn.
You know, you technically picked this one, but all the other ones, it was me. Yeah. But I've always loved the sound of the 80s. Like, I'm a huge hip-hop fan. Hip hop is where I'm at, and PJ. Mm-hmm. But 80s music is usually my favorite era of music, because not only was the hip-hop good, the pop music was good, rock music was good. Like, everything was just fly in the 80s. I love 80s music. Like, at the same time I could play Run DMC or LL Cool J, I can play, like in this song even, there was a song me and PJ recognized.
Yeah.
It was, Broken Wings or whatever.
Yes.
By a guy named Mr. And I was like, I like that song. I just never knew the guy's name. So I had to look it up and get that on the iPod. But yeah, like shit like that. Like, I can listen to that too. Like, I'm the type of cat where you could see me going blasting Ice Cube down the street. Then every now and again you might hear me blasting fucking Kaja Gugu down the street or something. Too shy, hush, hush, or whatever. Like, I can blast all kind of shit in the car.
Right.
So I'm that type of dude. I love
Phil Collins.
Oh my God, Phil Collins, man. I would bump the fuck out from Phil Collins. Yeah. Shout out to Phil, man. That's my boy.
Yeah, right. You got some soul, my brother.
I can feel it coming in.
Is that song really
tonight.
about?
Oh Lord, what? I can feel it. God.
That is the best
That is my
breakdown
shit.
of all time.
That was in Miami Vice's first episode too. At the end, where Crockett is like driving in his car at night, and that song is playing.
Ha.
That was one thing about Miami Vice too. It had a lot of good music in it. So this movie does too.
I heard or I read somewhere that song was about him.
It was after he got, I think, a divorce with his wife.
Yeah,
and he was feeling
it. Yeah, like damn, Phil. Don't worry.
Good ass music, man.
Yeah.
I love the 80s.
That's a place of realness right there.
And there's a lot of people on the internet now like bringing back 80s type sound. Like there's this shit I follow on Twitter and YouTube. It's called the New Retro Wave. And it's just a bunch of like artists that make that type of music. I have to play some of it for you so you hear what I'm talking about.
Yes.
But if you love that shit in this movie, you would love that stuff too. I listen to it at work all the time just chilling.
Hell yeah.
Shout out to New Retro Wave.
There you go.
So, but that was Band of the Hand. That was the first randomized pick, which will be from now on.
Yes.
How you happy with this pick though, right?
I am. This was
And
a
I
good,
showed
good
you
pick.
all the other movies that were in the bag. Are you happy that
I
you
remember
picked this one?
I only remember Eraserhead.
Eraserhead was the one I was gunning for, man. I'm mad you didn't pick that one, but
That's the only one I remember out the bag.
oh, and I don't know if I
remember
said this on the show, but the movies will alternate. They won't be the same movies every week because that would be boring if I was just doing videos every week showing you the same fucking movies in the bag.
Yeah.
But some may come back because there are some I want to fucking watch. So Eraserhead might be in there again. Check for the video on Wednesday. Sorry.
It's like loading the deck.
I know, right?
You're gonna pick this.
Put that shit on top. Act like I'm shaking, but have it right on top. Like pick fucking Eraserhead.
Pick this shit.
I'm gonna put a bunch of blank DVDs and you keep pulling them out. Like, oh, that one ain't it. Oh, that one ain't it. Oh, Eraserhead. Okay, that's what's up. Yeah.
What do you know?
What the fuck is? Oh, Eraserhead. Okay. But like I said, I am gonna do that with Star Wars. Like I'm gonna throw Empire Strikes Back in the bag and you just pick it whenever.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna be every week no more. It's just gonna be whenever the fuck he picks it out the bag.
Hopefully I can last like 6 weeks.
I'm telling you, I like Empire better.
I'm making a goal right now. I will not pick Star Wars at least for the next, I'm gonna say 4 weeks.
It's alright because I'm gonna throw Star Trek in there too.
Ooh. Neither one of. All right. So I'll go 3 weeks then. Luck of the draw.
We'll see. Like I said, you don't know.
Yeah,
you drawing them out the bag. You might crap out, buddy.
I might get a vibe from the case. Like this has whack written all over it.
I should just start switching cases on your ass. Like you pull out fucking Grindhouse or something, but it'd be Star Wars.
Yeah, right. I get so
case.
hyped. Yes. No. Damn it.
Oh yeah, I might do something like that.
You should actually.
But yeah, no, for real though. Like every Wednesday though, check our YouTube page, Home Video Hustle on YouTube. Every Wednesday that video will be up there. So like I said, last time was Band of the Hand. This time we don't know yet. Watch that video.
Watch it.
And I also want to say on the Superiority Complexes podcast, I was on there again the other week. So you guys should definitely check that out because we had a fun little conversation on there.
Definitely.
We still couldn't get P on there, but we gonna get him on there with me one day.
Eventually, guys. Eventually. Sorry.
And that episode is episode 180 called Arachnomania because they talked about the Spider-Man movie. But yeah, episode 180, I'm in there like almost in the first 3 minutes we start talking. So you guys should go check that out. And also follow them and check them out because they put on a good ass show too.
Definitely.
And also, I'm gonna just shout out a couple of podcasts I like here. We done got cool with a lot of them. So Superiority Complex, you should follow them. Kung Fu Drive-In podcast, we done got cool with. So definitely go follow him. We just about kung fu movies. And a fun thing I learned about him is that he worked for Marvel Comics.
Like real life work?
I'm dead ass serious. Yeah. I'll have to show you the tweets he said. But
oh my gosh.
I had put up a picture with all about Punisher comics on there because on the last episode we talked about Punisher and I was like, yo, I'm not joking. I fucking love the Punisher. I should have put a picture of my jacket and everything on there.
Yeah,
too.
right.
But and he sent me a link. He said, if you're a fan of the Punisher, check this out. And I was like, oh, okay. So I clicked on it and it brought up a book and it said Marvel Knights. It was a big compilation. They had the Punisher on the front with a couple other people. And so I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, like what the fuck is this? So I'm looking at the names and everything, and I see a name, and I'm like, wait, that name looks familiar. Go back to his page, clicked on there, see what his name was, and it was like, oh,
that's him.
He designed that shit. Okay.
Oh, that's hot.
So I was like, that's what's up.
That's hot.
So yeah, follow him.
Good shit.
Kung Fu Drive-In podcast, Cult 45 podcast.
Oh yeah.
They real cool too. They kind of like the same type of movies that we do, like weird shit. So they talk about that. I think last episode I listened to, they talked about what the fuck was it?
You know this.
Planet of the Apes, that's right. Damn, the 2001 Planet of the Apes. I'm like, damn, I'm fucking old, man. I can't remember shit no more.
2001 Planet of the Apes.
Everything I learned from movies, follow them. They put on a good ass show. The Crazy Town podcast, follow them. They put on a good ass show.
There's a lot of people.
That's a lot of them, man. Like it's like I legit went from listening to 3 or 4 podcasts to now like 20.
Damn.
Because everybody hits up like, no, we like your show, and I'm like, okay, so I'll listen to theirs.
Check
I
them
like their
out,
show. So then I'm like, okay, now listen, add y'all to the list. Like, cause there's also the Film Roast podcast. There's 2 ladies that talk on there. We cool with them. They straight. What were they thinking podcast? The video the Video Negative podcast. I gotta bring them up because they clown me on their podcast. They did a review of Hudson Hawk, the Bruce Willis movie from the early 90s. And I was laughing because they put up a thing saying they were going to review it. And I was fucking with them. I just put, but I kind of like that movie, LOL, and shit, just fucking with them. So they on their episode, I listened to I didn't get to hear the whole thing yet, but the beginning of it, they were shouting out podcasts and left comments. And they were like, and then we got a comment from the HVH podcast, and they're like, oh, but I like this movie. So they're like, we don't care. We're going to review it anyway. So I was laughing like, oh, shit, okay.
It's like that, eh?
But then it's all good. Though. I was laughing at this. So shout out to Video Negative Podcast.
That's funny.
It's probably a lot more, but it's just follow podcasts. Podcasts are fun to listen
general.
to, man. But follow us though, for sure.
Where can they follow us at?
You can follow us on the Twitters at HVH Podcast, and that is capital H, capital V, capital H, capital P, lowercase Oddcast. And you can follow us on the Facebooks at facebook.com/HVH Podcast. And you can pretty much download us almost everywhere. And if you can, it would be so special to us, and it would make us love you even more if you was to leave us a review on iTunes.
Yes.
5 stars are preferable if you would please.
Yes.
And there's also this website that we're cool with us on Twitter. It's called Podknife. And they're just basically reviews that you can leave on there too. So I mean, shout us out on there too if you want to show us some love. Or just talk to us on Twitter. We're nice people. We holler back at you.
We don't
PJ
bite.
even has a Twitter now.
Yes.
Do you have your Twitter handle? Do you remember what it is?
No.
Fuck.
Yeah, I know. I gotta finish setting it up all the way.
Oh, I forgot you said you were finished with it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, because like, okay, so I'll be controlling the main page, but then P will have his own page. So once that's up and running, I'll link y'all guys to it. So then you can talk to PJ on there.
Yeah, guys.
And harass the shit out of him about Star Wars.
Yeah.
You can check us out every Friday. Listen to all those other podcasts too if you can. They're all good people. Shout out to everybody again, like I said. So next week, I don't know what we're doing. We'll be in the bag. Check YouTube once again. I probably done told you like 5 times, but we really want you to check out YouTube and check that out. And you can also get our reviews on YouTube too. I'm in the process of re-editing them all for YouTube, putting them on there so that can be another spot you can listen to them on.
There it goes.
Because sometimes I know it's convenient to have YouTube play on the TV because, you know, it's cool sometimes. I did it yesterday. I ain't feel like having a phone now. My phone was dead.
There you go.
So YouTube will be there.
Okay.
So until Wednesday when you see the video and Friday when we talk to you again, I'm Brent.
And this is PJ.
Have a good rest of your Friday. Have a good weekend. Have a good life. Do your thing. Have fun. Listen to podcasts.
Damn right.
Be yourself. Don't be out there snorting cocaine. Do you have fun? We'll talk to you later. Peace.
Peace.
Band of the Hand. Woo! I don't know what that was, but it was something.
Damn right.
Hey.